What is up, everybody? It is, of course, Andrew Esquire, Florida attorney living over here in Asia, and this is the legal mindset we teach you to be your own judge. Today, we're going to have a fun one. Actually, I'm going to have a lot of fun today because we're doing a movie review. We're doing a live movie review, so we will be actually watching the first part of the fan film Wingman at the end of this show, or rather, towards the later half of this show. But before we get to that, we're going to be talking about a lot of news, giving you guys some updates on some Disney productions, Marvel productions that may or may not be happening. We'll also talk about the legal precedent regarding fan films and what I really am concerned about, particularly with Disney and any fan films at this point, because I don't think it looks good for most fan films that are in the Disney universe and any intellectual property that's owned by Disney. So that being said, what is up out there? Good to see everybody in the chat here today. And a quick shout out to, I believe, Sleazy with the first person to comment. So quick shout out to Sleazy and all of the members here today. So we're going to be having fun. This is actually a really fun one. I was debating what to do today, but when I saw that this fan film was out and I saw that other people were doing a live review of the entire thing, I said, you know what? We'll do the first part of it. Now, we are not going to be watching the whole thing. We'll probably get about the first 20 minutes of it, 15 to 20 minutes of it. And I will be stopping, pausing, whatever else. You guys will be able to find the link in the description to the project. So be able to find the project's Facebook, their Ko-fi page, to buy them a coffee, right? So they have a coffee page or Ko-fi, whatever you want to call it, Ko-fi. They've got that in the description on Rumble and on YouTube of this video, so you can find it fairly easily. But yeah, we'll be reviewing it. I'll be commenting on it, say what I think is great, what I think could use some work. We'll be talking about that a little bit later, but we'll get into that a little bit down the line. And of course, you guys will be able to watch the whole uninterrupted thing on their page. I don't want to take away from the whole thing or spoil the whole thing. I know a lot of you, it seems like in the chat, went and watched it after you saw me post this video. You didn't know about it, but then you saw me post a video and you went and watched it. So cool. We'll get into that a little bit later and talk about what I thought about it based on my experience, my time in history with Star Wars, because I was a huge Star Wars fan as a kid, and for me it reminds me a lot of my childhood. That said, only 67 people on YouTube. What is going on now? Something is happening here, and let me do something here. Let me send out this invite on YouTube, because I heard that people are not getting my notifications. Actually, let me ask you guys, are you guys, I guess you guys are here early, but a lot of folks have been saying they are not getting proper notifications, so they're not always getting notifications for this channel in a timely manner. So maybe they come later, or maybe they're delayed. So let's see. Let me put this here live now. Reviewing Wingman, the Star Wars fan film. Okay, cool. So we're gonna drop that on YouTube. Of course, I always drop my notices on locals, so you guys can see on locals as well. There were 2,000 at 9, but then you delayed. No, there were not. That is BS. I was here watching in 2000. So do you guys know I had some workers in my apartment, and this is just something that happens because I had to have this apartment redone. There was a pipe that burst above my apartment, so they came in to check some stuff, but they were out of here much quicker than I thought. I thought they were going to take an hour. They were out of here in 15 minutes, which is always awesome. So I managed to get that handled. Got the update for this, but not the last two. Interesting. Well, we're getting people piling in here as we push over the 100-person mark. But as we're getting warmed up here, we should perhaps warm up with a little bit of humor. And I want to give a special shout out to my man Torgo, who turned me on to this amazing website, which I think you guys should all bookmark, as essentially the Babylon Bee, but for Disney. If you guys haven't seen this, this is something that Torgo the White just showed me on Locals, so shout out to Torgo. But this is Mousetrap News. This is essentially the Babylon Bee, but for Disney, and this is hilarious. Look at some of these headlines. And these are, of course, parody, ladies and gentlemen. These are parody, so I'm going to read these parody headlines. Disney World free for Black people in Black History Month. Disney World now drug testing all guests, leading to bans. Moana to be the first transgender Disney princess. Disney World is now serving human meat. Elsa will marry a woman in Frozen 3. Miley Cyrus as White Tiana in New Princess and the Frog. Just so good. Disney announces Proud, a fat pride princess movie. Animal Kingdom ranked as the worst theme park in America. Women can now give birth inside of Disney World. Disney World and Disneyland to succeed from the US. Record-breaking 8-hour wait for Disney World ride. And Walt Disney World Company renamed the Mickey Mouse Company. This is actually pretty freaking hilarious. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to check that out if you want a laugh. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Also, quick shout out to Danielle for mentioning the lion meat. I don't know. Now, some of you were joining me yesterday for my Go East Gentlemen stream, and I appreciate all those that came over there and checked that out as we talked about Asia. But one of the hilarious shorts which I dropped on that channel was this clip about lion meat. And you guys have to see this. This is actually hilarious. And beware in America that lion meat. Let me show you this clip from my Go East Gentleman channel. guys, watch out for lion. Oh, you didn't get the sound? You didn't get the sound? Okay, hold on. Let me do it one more time. One more time with the sound. All right. I don't know why the sound didn't come through on that one. That's really weird. Really weird. All right. Let's do it this way. Here we go. Oh, wait a second. No. Here we go. They changed the way. StreamYard is so tricky. They always change the way things work. Let's do it one more time.
I'm really about to show y'all why we need to move out of America. Look at this. They're selling lion chops. They're taking exotic animals and cutting them up and putting them in our local grocery stores. Look, I'm in Safeway. They're putting lion meat in the fucking grocery stores. Lion meat.
So there you go, guys. That one had me laughing. That one had me laughing for a good 10 minutes. So I shared that. It's over on Go East Gentlemen if you guys want to share that one out too. That one is absolutely hilarious. I mean, the level of questionable thought for some of these folks, it is up there. It's truly up there. Lion meat, baby, lion meat. All right. So speaking of lion meat, we have some rotten meat over here to talk about, and that is we got to talk about our girl SheHulk attorney at law. I am really sad, guys. I am so sad that SheHulk is not happening. I know. You guys were really excited for the deep legal commentary because, you know, people forget SheHulk was really a legal show. It was really a legal drama, you know? I mean, she was an attorney. She's a proud, strong female attorney. And we have to be so sad that I'm not going to get my deep legal analysis of SheHulk season 2. But the quote was from the actress that Disney was like, no thanks. That's from the actress. Tatiana Maslany, who plays Jennifer Waters, aka SheHulk, has dashed any hopes appearing on Nerd Incorrect's Twitch game show, Codenames Live. She was asked by the host, should we hope for a season 2? Asked by the host. She says, I don't think so. I think we blew our budget. And Disney was like, no thanks. I don't think it was the budget, girl. No one was watching your show. No one was watching She-Hulk. Now, that's obviously not an official statement, but that's pretty much an official statement. I mean, if she's saying that, she's not barred from saying that. I would go with that. And frankly, I'm not surprised. Not just because the special effect, the main character was a walking special effect, which ballooned the budget to 25 million per episode, but nobody was tuning in. Nobody was tuning in at all. It wasn't just that, oh no, this costs a lot of money. I mean, yes, that's part of it. Yes, that certainly went into it being canceled further, but nobody was watching it and the reviews were not good. Now, they focus a lot on the special effects and they blame this one almost entirely on the special effects. But of course, we know better than that. We know it's not just because the special effects were expensive. No. That's the simplistic approach. That's the simplistic approach. It's because it was an actual bad property. Now, let me get into Star Wars because we're going to be talking about mostly Star Wars today as we warm up and get to the Wingman fan film. And trust me, guys, we're getting there. I want to cover this one because I saw my good friend Valiant Renegade covering this and a couple other folks covering this. And I love how what is happening now is the mainstream media is reacting to YouTubers and reacting to articles very, very quickly to tamp stuff down. So there was a rumor going around that the Rey movie was indefinitely put off and it was delayed forever. Well, that was something that was trending in a lot of circles in a lot of YouTube videos. And that was based on the fact that Stephen Knight, is working on Peaky Blinders. He really hasn't turned in a draft of a script. He's been busy. And also, a lot of people are hoping after the woke director, Charmin Obaid Chinoy, the one who said she likes to make men uncomfortable, that one, are hoping that that film would get canceled because she, like her good feminist ally friends, like Rachel Zegler, is setting up that film to be the least successful because she is essentially telling the main fan base that she hates them and doesn't want them to come to the movie. Now, this Rey movie, this Rey Skywalker, or really Rey Palpatine movie, was announced at Star Wars Celebration 2023, with Daisy Ridley coming back. So it's supposed to be Rey as she builds a new Jedi Order from the ground up. Now, the current projected date is a 2026 date. So that's 2 years out from now. So enough time to film, I guess. But if there is scripting delays, might see that thing bump to 2027, 2028. But folks had said, okay, this is something that might be delayed because Knight has not turned in a film because they're working on Mandalorian and Grogu. They're going to put all of their eggs in the Mando and Grogu basket. I don't know if you guys would watch that. Actually, let me put a poll here. Would you see the Mando plus Grogu film? Just a yes, no, guys. I want to know if you guys would actually go see Mando and Grogu, or if you guys are kind of getting over the whole Mando and Grogu thing. Like, what is it for you guys? Which way does it go? I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about Mando and Grogu. So this came out and folks were saying, okay, it's delayed indefinitely. Well, look what happened. Right after that, you get literally 7 hours ago a follow-up from the Star Wars media, from the pro Star Wars media, saying Lucasfilm confirms the Rey movie has not been canceled. You misogynists, you horrible, horrible people. You are so bigoted. You're so horrible. It's not canceled. It's not even delayed. It's coming. It's still coming. You guys saying that it's delayed indefinitely, you're just bigots and misogynists. So you can see right here, it says the rumors have been circulating about the Rey movie being delayed indefinitely. But Lucasfilm has confirmed it's still in active development. Well, the key here, I think, is people disagreeing about what delayed indefinitely and active development means. So delayed indefinitely, to most people, I think, means it's put off forever. and it's never going to happen, versus active development, which means, well, we're working on it, but it may be stuck in production hell for God knows how long. To me, that's the difference between those two things. Number one is this, we have no end in sight and we're not really working on it at all, versus, okay, well, it's in production hell, but there's maybe something to happen about it. They're talking about it actively. So what they're saying here is that Stephen Knight, according to talks with them, Stephen Knight is still revising his script, and Lucasfilm is waiting on the current draft. So he's still, quote unquote, actively developing the script. He hasn't quit. So this created some confusion regarding what's going on with the films, and also the announcement that Grogu, Mando and Grogu, is the next movie, not the new Jedi Order. And so this is where the Disney shills get strong. So let's hear what they have to say here. New Jedi Order has become controversial for absurd reasons, which could have increased the popularity of this unfounded rumor, including misinformation surrounding director Charmin Obaid-Chinoy's "Make Men Feel Uncomfortable" comment. Not project. I'm still waking up here, guys. But they're saying it's misinformation about that. Well, it's not misinformation. What they try to say about that comment is, well, she said it 8 years ago, or she said it 5 years ago, or she said all these woke things years ago. Well, yes, but she said she puts it in every film. So why should Star Wars be any exception? She's also made different comments of a similar vein about the Star Wars story, including comments about putting a woman in charge, and that being a woman directing it matters, that it makes a difference. That is a signal that is going to be in the latest movie. Is This Live said, this Star Wars movie I see will be one after KK is gone and they abandon DEI. I may not live that long. We'll see. We'll see. But you can see this Star Wars simp here, or rather this Disney Star Wars simp, Jermaine Lusseter, says, no, the Star Wars, the Rey Star Wars movie has not been delayed. Filmmaking 101. When a writer does a draft of the script, the rest of the team look at it, discuss it. The writer does another draft, taking those notes into consideration, and on until it's ready to film. That's not a rejection. It's part of a healthy, ongoing process. Well, I think the point from the critics was, if this process never ends, or if there's no finality to that, then that's sort of production hell. That sort of never happens. And that is an indefinite delay. So while Jermaine here is bringing up this point, it's not what everyone was saying. What it's saying is, we have no idea when Knight will finish this script. That process, quote unquote process, could take a year or 2 years, particularly as he's tied up with Peaky Blinders. Misinformation. It's misinformation. By the way, good to see everybody on Locals and on Rumble. We've got about 50 over there on Rumble. We've got folks over here on Locals. Good to see you guys there posting your Tintin memes. Appreciate y'all on Locals, and over here on YouTube. We've got about almost 175, so a little low, but it's good to see everybody up in the house today. All right. So let's get into this product. So I want to talk about what's going on with Wingman. Now, before we get into Wingman, what we think we need some context of what happened with Star Wars movies, because we've been kind of in a dearth of Star Wars movies. And what I think Wingman really steps out and shines is because we will never get a Rogue Squadron movie. For those that are Star Wars fans, for those that know about Star Wars, and you like dogfighting, you like the fighter jet dogfight movies, if we were going to get this movie, it would have been Rogue Squadron. If you're a guy who likes your starship battles, you like your your spaceship battles, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter style stuff, that would have been Rogue Squadron. That would have been the Rogue Squadron movie. However, it was clear, and it is clear, that we are not getting a Rogue Squadron movie. We're not getting something that is Top Gun meets Star Wars. It's not happening. There is no funding for that. It is not happening at all. So the answer is it essentially was canceled. They are not developing it at all. Disney is slowing down their content. So they took the Rogue Squadron film off of the slate. And it's not happening at all whatsoever. So Disney is not making this type of content. Disney is saying that they are not going to make content about dogfighting. They're not going to make content about spaceship battles, which frankly, look, that's one of the coolest things about Star Wars. One of the coolest things about Star Wars was the spaceship battles, was the space stuff. Even if it's ridiculous, even some of it makes not a lot of sense, right? It's something that we all enjoyed. And one of the throwbacks and one of the things that this fan film captures is the old popular games. And this is what Star Wars has forgotten, things like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Now, by the way, in the chat here on YouTube, 85% said you would not see Mando and Grogu. But let me ask a new question here before. Did you guys play? So did you play old Star Wars games like X-Wing v TIE Fighter? So this one's very simple, guys. So I definitely played these games. This was definitely something that I played back in the day. I was a big fan of these games. They were really fun. In fact, I'll tell you this. I ended up installing this with my friends on the library computer at our elementary school. So I went and installed these games back in the day. And I know you kids are going to be like appalled at the graphics level here. But if you look, this is what they used to look like when you were playing X-Wing. You could set your throttle power, which you can see kind of here, engine throttle set to 2/3 power, which was really cool. You could also toggle your shields. So you could put your shields forward or put your shields back, depending on where you're being attacked from, which might be beneficial. You could put them surrounding yourself if you kind of don't know. You had kind of a status window on, your damage here. You've got data on whether you've hit stuff or you've missed stuff. You've got a speed, you've got a throttle. I mean, there was a lot of cool details here. And then Is This Live brought this up. You've got capital ships. This is actually a TIE fighter, right? Because this is X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. So you could pilot a TIE Fighter, which was so cool that you actually could pilot a TIE Fighter. And mind you see here that a TIE Fighter, you can see a TIE Fighter has no shields. So it's just the body of the TIE Fighter here, which kind of brings you into the world of how hard it is to pilot a TIE, which is really cool. And guys, yes, there's no sound here. This is not a video. This is a still shot. This is a still shot from the film. But this is back in the day. This is not Wing Commander. This is X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. So this is absolutely the graphics back in the day. And look, for me, when I was a kid, I loved this. This was fine for me. I could play a game with graphics like this for hours. And it brings back such good nostalgia for me to see anything that kind of summons back the old feelings of this game of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. And I think very much this is where the creators of this fan film were going. And you know that, and we know that, because we see that in their interview. So these folks were interviewed, these creators of the Wingman film. They were interviewed. The filmmaker is named Michael Kopf. Now, these guys are in Germany. I believe they're in Karlsruhe, Germany. So they're all German. So mind you, as we watch this and as we get into the film later, this is not these people's first language. These people are working in a different country. They're living in a different country. So understand this is something from a different perspective. Also, it's something that took 7 years to make. It's a fan film that took 7 years to make. So let's go here. The official description of Wingman, the fan film. which is free on YouTube. We will watch it later, at least part of it later. It reads, a rebel fighter squadron attacks an Imperial transport. The new guy carries a heavy load and an ace pilot on a killing spree. Lock S-foils in attack position and enjoy 50 minutes of Star Wars meets Top Gun. 7 years ago, a bunch of friends from Germany came together and asked themselves, why not make a Star Wars movie? Well, I'll tell you one thing they probably didn't think about, and we're going to confirm this in a second. They didn't think about the legal ramifications here. Now, we're going to talk about this, but they are essentially legally completely unprotected in making this. This is something that at any point Disney can blink and can come down on this. Disney, Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilms can blink and come down on this. So without any former experience in filmmaking, VHX, animation, writing, directing, acting, we gave it a go and decided to do this project. So enjoy the ride. So these people had no experience in anything and did this. Understand how crazy that is. Thank you, Leprechaun Gold, for the 20. Says, like the little robots in the film. Thank you, Leprechaun Gold. They are the droids are usually pretty cute. I will say the droids are usually pretty cute. Not gonna lie. So unlike the increasingly Dave Filoni-focused Star Wars projects controlled by Disney, Wingman is a stripped-down, taut action film following the grittier aspects of the franchise. So it's darker. I mean, it's German. We got to make it a little bit darker, right? The films have visuals that genuinely rival the new Disney Plus series like The Mandalorian and is a welcome watch for any fan. You can watch it here. We are going to watch this. So we spoke with director Michael Cope about Wingman and what to expect next. It has been lightly edited for length and clarity. And also, once again, it's a foreign language. So they asked him, first off, what inspired you to make a fan film? The director said, that's simple. I was playing X-Wing, the miniatures game, and that's not the video game, but the mini game, and stumbled across a fan film on YouTube called Star Wars Destroyer. I was truly amazed by it, and I said to myself, wouldn't it be great to pull something similar off by yourself? So what's your background with Star Wars? I saw the movies for the first time in the early 90s when they aired the first time on German public television. I played the video game X-Wing and TIE Fighter back in the day, and that was about it. So he played the same game that I did, that a lot of us did. Just as we came to my friend's house and invited me to a game of X-Wing, the miniatures game, Star Wars regained my full attention. I have always been more attracted by starfighters and pilots than all of the Sith and Jedi. Look at that. So they can show that, look, there is a segment of the fans that care more about the starfighters and the dogfights than they do about the Sith and Jedi BS, all that Jedi grooming, right? People don't care about that as much. By the way, 65% of you in the poll said you played the old games like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. So thank you for that and throwing that one out there, guys. Also, Leprechaun Gold, appreciate the additional $4 Shiba super sticker. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for the support. And guys, please support this video by liking it and sharing it out. I think it will really help us out in that algo. Now, let's get here. What is your background in film production? None whatsoever. It's true. I've never done anything film related before. The same goes for VFX, CGI, animation, and sound design. I did play around with the Blender 3D software a couple years ago, but only as a hobby. Do you mind walking us through the general production costs and time of Wingman? So I spent around 5,000 hours of work over 7 years. Next to that came my friends Alex and Marv, who did approximately 500 hours each. And then all the cast who were on the set for 5 to 6 days. We spent 2,500 euros for plywood, paint, and food, and another 1,000 as pocket money for the composers. So these guys had a budget of 3,500 euros, which, I mean, once again, as like, what is that right now in America bucks? 3,500 500 euros to USD. What is that right now? That's about $3,800, right? So these guys spent less than $4,000 on this product, on this film. Understand that. That's not low budget, ladies and gentlemen. That is no budget. They spent $4,000 over the course of 7 years. That is nothing. These guys had zero budget. That is absolutely nothing. So this is not just a low budget film. That's a no budget film. Think about that when you think about Disney Star Wars and how shitty Disney Star Wars is, despite the fact that they have millions of dollars. Understand that. Extremist says also, I want to get this one. Has Andrew seen the anime style TIE Fighter project? Yes, I have. That one was very good. Of course, I'm a weeb. I love my anime. You guys know I love my anime. That one was good. I've seen that one. That one's old, though. It's been out for a while. This is brand spanking new. And you can see here, we're going to look at this project, but clearly you can see how they had the plywood here. They had the boom mic. This is almost no budget. And you know that all these guys had their cosplay. Because if you guys don't know, there's the Imperial Legion and there's the Rebel Legion and the 501st cosplayers. All these guys were probably cosplayers that already had all the Star Wars gear. And those cosplayers, in case you guys don't know this, those cosplayers have insane standards for their uniforms. They hold themselves to an insane standard regarding uniforms, where everything's got to be correct. Every single thing's got to be correct. So you don't need to really hire out anybody for films or costumes, because everybody's already got them. The cosplayers already have them. It's crazy. Also, shout to Don. By the way, Don, I think you put me on this yesterday. I actually think I saw it in the chat from you. And so thank you for giving me the idea for the stream. It's a kind of fun one, more casual today. And I like to have sometimes relaxed streams. We're doing something more casual. So appreciate you, Don. Shout out, homie. So guys, in the link below, before we start the live watch today in just a minute, I want you guys to go. You can go, if you want to see this, to the fan film page on Facebook. This is the Facebook page, or you can go to their coffee page, their Ko-fi page, and donate. So if you guys want to donate to these crazy Germans and give them some euros so they can go and have a nice Kaffeestunde after this, go donate to their Ko-fi over here. Michael's Basement is the name of the production company. So donate to Michael's Basement. That's in the description below. I always want to support people doing fan films or doing things that are creative because honestly, guys, they're doing what Disney can't do. They're doing what Star Wars can't do, and they deserve to be donated to compensate them for their time and to help them out with future endeavors. So listen, you want to toss something at them, go toss some shekels over there. Is This Live dropped 20 illegal mindset memberships right before we start this. So please say thank you to Is This Live. And Is This Live, I'm going to say thank you for being based and really hooking everybody up here. Let me read the names who got hooked up by Is This Live. Rob Breton, Mr. Cranky Pants, Overly Cautious, Mama Trays, Scott Allman, Jen, Chadwick Myers, Leo, Polar Bear, Stupid Paintings by Dave, Kesara Sara, Zwixy, Death Scythe, Wendy G, Avsara Grastias, and Jen. All you guys were hooked up by Is This Live. So appreciate you and appreciate all my gangsters out there dropping the legal mindset memberships. You guys are the best. And you guys have made me able to do this day to day, week to week, because you've been supporting this channel so great, so well. Appreciate that, and appreciate the lives as well. All the emojis out there. There will only be more emojis as we have more members. So let's continue here by watching the actual fan film. Now, before I start this, guys, quick word of, I guess not warning, but caution here. I will be pausing this at certain times. I'm going to try to let it play, but if there's something that I want to pause and talk about, I'm going to pause and talk about it. Also, we are not going to watch the whole thing. I've seen other people reviewing this and watching the entire thing, all 50 minutes. I don't think that's right because I want people to go to the original film and I want people to watch the original film. I don't want people to just watch my review of it or whatever else. So I'm intentionally being not like efficient with this. If I wanted to just watch it through and shut up and kind of stream this, I would do that way. But instead, I want to make sure that I'm commenting, that I'm being very fair in my my review of this fan film. So without further ado, we're going to be watching this film. And let me make sure real quick that the volume is as boosted as it's going to get. See, and thank you to Afix for helping me out with the volume booster. So that has been enabled. So the volume is as high as it's going to get on this, guys. So just understand that. Now, without further ado, Michael's Basement presents Wingman. First of all, real quick, and I am going to pause it here. There's no crawl because I will tell you the crawl itself, the famous Star Wars crawl, is trademarked. If they had done the crawl, I'm very sure they would have gotten some hate from Disney, from Lucasfilms coming in originally. Also, mind you, all the composition has to be original. If they'd gone and used any of the music, they would have definitely gotten in trouble. Just pointing that out there with the intro here. But already when I came in and I saw the graphics to start out with, I'm like, okay, this is already pretty damn good. They've got the Star Wars script there. That's pretty interesting. It is dark. This part is very dark. Once again, these are all Germans, mind you, and they also had to redo the audio. So it's not timed perfectly. The voices aren't timed perfectly. First droid. And I like the detail on the wear. Like all of the helmets have wear. They're all scuffed. They're all kind of dirty. And then they've got the crazy quote unquote main character who I believe goes by the call sign Hunter 5. Gotta have a Star Destroyer. Star Destroyer looks good. You judge a Star Wars work by its Star Destroyers. The tie sound is amazing. They got that right on.
There you are. And you will lead me right up to your friend.
Listen up, people. Focus.
Wake up to
Star
see.
Destroyer
Breaks over.
Sovereign just left hyperspace and launched fighters. The target is underway.
So the
Counting
ships
20
all look good
hostiles.
so far.
TIE Fighters Mark 3 and 4.
Once the bombers are done, pull all combat activity away from the target area and the approach corridor. Remember, this is Imperial space, so keep in mind that there will be no evac when ejecting.
Well, I like, by the way, real quick, I like the retro feel of the cockpits and the retro feel of the inside of the spaceships. It really brings you back to the 90s. I really like that.
All wingmen, stay with your leads.
You ready? Yeah, finally. Let's do this.
Stay sharp, hunters, and make it count.
Oh, what's up? We got a first guy in here.
droid scares you? I'm more scared of him. He hasn't spoken a single word. If said he lost his entire squadron. Really don't know why the skipper brought him in.
Once again, remember, this is English as a second language for all of these actors.
And yeah, the droid scares me too.
They're actually doing pretty good. That considered.
All craft, report in.
Hunter 2, standing by.
Hunter 4, standing by.
Hunter 6, standing by.
Striker 1, standing by.
So I think
Standing by.
the woman is
Hunter 3, standing by.
Striker 3, standing by.
Five. Do you copy?
Yeah, 5 is the crazy guy.
Hunter 5, standing by.
And he's supposed to have our wing. Better keep a sharp eye.
They clearly did not feel like the rebellion does not do health screening or like any psychiatric evaluation.
Here they come. Stay sharp.
All fighters, spread your wings.
Locking astrals in attack
Very
position.
classic Star Wars here with TIE Fighter on it. I mean, that
Accelerate to attack speed.
that's pretty
Let's go.
classic.
Intensify forward deflectors.
That's a lot of eyeball.
Focus. Focus.
Cunning around.
All fighters, loosen up.
First group is heading for the bombers.
Go full German.
Keep the bombers covered.
Right on them. Damn, he's still with me.
The alerts and the alarms, like that's a pretty cool effect.
I'm taking command ahead.
The first RIP.
Three's going down. Now
I like.
Three is down.
I don't like when the good guys can have the losses. So getting some good guy losses off rip is always good.
Second group's closing in. 405.
I see them.
5 and 6 on our way. All right, 5.
Stay close for cover. Let me take care of the rest.
Striker, status.
Cannons are alive. Switch to targeting computer.
So once again, yeah, and I'll pause it because I heard that you guys can't really hear me when the movie is going because it's very loud. So I'll pause it real quick. I love the retroness of this. You can see, and actually pausing it here is a really good point because you see they really put in detail to this. This is a physical effect. They did this themselves. This is a really amazing detail. And the fact that they used a practical effect and plywood to do this is so impressive to me. And they did it on, like I said, $4,000. They just dropped that in there. I mean, that to me is very, 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 very impressive. Also, so far, just in case you guys didn't hear me, I'm liking the dogfighting scenes. I mean, yes, the timing of the voices can be a little bit delayed because they had to redo the script. They had to re-record the video. And once again, English isn't their native language, but it's still, from a visual standpoint, pretty amazing. So let's continue here.
Fire on my mark. Come on! Lights out.
They're all fried up.
Skipper, target disabled. Time to call in the chopper.
Marauder, this is lead.
Okay, by the way, when she said chopper because she's German, I just imagine Arnold like, get to the chopper. I don't know. Was it just me? Is that just me? Is that whenever a German says chopper, it's always get to the chopper?
Clear to start your approach.
This is Marauder. Copy that. We're on our way.
All fighters, pull away from the target area.
I'm pinned down!
There's too many of them. 5, 6. Where's my cover?
Aaron, don't let me down.
I'm on it.
This is it, 5. We turn right and get into the axis on my mark.
Okay, so the PTSD effect they do with him, so he's supposed to be like a crazy guy who's hearing voices in his head. It kind of is a little, that's my first critique, is they should have like lingered on that scene a little bit more, or like had that scene a little bit longer to make it clear this guy's going through PTSD. The first time I watched this, I thought it was just a sound glitch, but it's not a sound glitch. It's actually supposed to be like random voices to signify voices in his head. They just don't linger on it long enough. So that's my first little minor critique. Once again, relatively minor so far.
Damn it, Aaron! Where are you?
09.
3, 2, 1.
What? Russ! You can't break!
Where the hell are you going?
See that? Aaron's in trouble.
Let's split!
Take some fighters with you.
Most welcome.
And most of the crazy guy's lines make no fucking sense. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it's kind of, I mean, maybe that's consistent with the character, but his script is just, it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess that's consistent for a crazy fighter pilot character. Maybe.
You gotta be kidding me.
You're crossing my victim.
By the way, they're going to show more of it, but I want to, especially when it comes to the TIE pilots, they just showed a quick glimpse of the TIE pilot. I really think they did a good job with the TIE pilots, and I know they definitely had, I saw we have a 501st guy in the audience here, but I guarantee you they had some cosplayers on that one, because the Imperial details are really good.
This ain't working! Where are you? Hang in there, Aaron.
I'm trying to get a shot.
Right now would be great. Oh, come on. Aaron, you're too close.
The very
We need assistance.
Hold position.
We've got you.
Interception 8555. Inbound at point 6. Stay clear. Blast 1-2.
I always like the targeting computer whenever they use it. Obviously, that's a very classic effect. It brings you back to original Star Wars. So anything like that, when they prominently feature it, you know that these people really love Star Wars, and they were trying to channel the feeling of the original Star Wars as well as of the games X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. So I always appreciate small details like that.
Let's make it 3.
There she is, target in sight. TA-220.
So this ship actually a U-Wing, which is like a really weird starfighter. It's not in the original series, the original trilogy. It's in kind of the expanded universe and the additional films. But it's very interesting they decided to use that in this movie.
these guys before. They look all the same.
Five, stay away from the target zone.
That is a mission-critical area.
By the way, I love that his droid kind of looks like an Imperial droid. Like his droid is like a little bit darker than the rest of people's droids. It's a little bit like like everything about him is a little bit more ominous. This guy's like the most Imperial rebel pilot it can get.
This guy's nothing but trouble.
He's jeopardizing the entire operation.
Set patrol perimeter.
If he comes back,
You've got permission to shoot him down.
do what you have to do.
Affirmative.
By the way, a very Imperial command from a rebel. Like, do what you got to do. Like, shoot the guy down if he comes near the shuttle again. Very Imperial. Very Imperial.
Looks intact. Give me a close circle.
So once again, you're looking at like the detailing they're doing on this, right? Like you can see a lot of detailing on the gun of the Lambda shuttle, right? You're seeing like a lot of the structure. I mean, to me, they put once again a lot of thought into this, and I appreciate when they show that level of detail. That's what I appreciate about fan films. It shows that they really love the series and they love the details, which is something that Disney does not.
Get your team ready. Don't start shooting until we're there.
All right. Fly will say they've hit something. So we cut her open at the belly, squeeze in, and extract some lucky fellow. Questions?
We better get back to business.
By the way, this is a mostly starfighter thing. So there isn't a lot of ground action, and we're not going to see a lot from those guys. But it's still an interesting element to have. Okay, there's like a boarding element of this, and also to see how the U-wing kind of fits within the notch here of the Lambda shuttle. So it kind of tucks itself right there. It's a very interesting element. I'd never thought about that or really thought about the size ratio there. So very interesting.
So, drift and sink. And we're in position.
Operator, you take it from here.
Yes, ma'am.
A little bit German on that response there. Just saying, a little bit German on that response.
I'm taking it from here.
He sounded like the Swedish chef there.
Still on target.
Go ahead, Hunter. We're with you.
And actually, that's a good point. Someone mentioned in the chat, you would expect a multi-planet people to have many different accents. That's true. That's very true. You would expect that in a universe with like infinite planets, there'd be infinite accents. So somewhere out there in an infinite universe, there'd be a German accent. So, you know, that's very true.
Come on! Come on!
They're not splitting.
No, they're not.
Abort pursuit! Break away! Break away!
Gotcha.
I like how I think to like keep it kosher, they didn't have her drop the F-bomb, but she just mouthed an F-bomb. But the special effects there so far in this dogfight have been pretty good, and also with the U-wing docking under the Lambda, all really good here.
He's coming back up. I can't see him. He's on me now. He's lining up a shot. I'm hit. Losing power. Watch out.
So destroyed X-Wing, I think that's the first destroyed X-Wing. And the way that was destroyed was pretty cool. I like that. And we're going to go back to that kind of wreckage look in a second, but that effect was pretty cool.
I'm coming right at you.
Hold steady. He dodged.
Go get him.
Once again, completely original music. So remember, all this music in the background is original. They had it made for themselves. This was not Star Wars music, not open source music. They did this themselves. So that to me, I give them points on. No TIE defenders.
Droid, are you still there? Give me a damage report.
Bro, your damage report is you're fucked. I mean, you literally don't have half of your X-Wing. So, you know, how about you look outside and be like, yep, not going to fix that. No slapping duct tape on that one.
T6, route all power to the engines. You want to go fast? Why?
Once again, that's a game element. For those that did not play the game, although it seems like looking at the poll, the majority of you did play the old games. That was an element, was rerouting your power. You could put your power to the engines, to the weapons, to the shields. That was an element of the game. So, and already, by the way, and this is a nerdy piece of Star Wars lore, X-Wings were already pretty stripped down for speed. So X-Wings were pretty speed optimized already. So, you know, if you were shifting power there, you're going pretty fast.
Go fast.
Ido, this is Hal.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Lost power supply and drives.
Life support is on backup.
Any chance to patch it up?
No, I'm done. I'll stay this time.
You can slap some duct tape on that? No.
You have to bring them home.
Don't do this to me, man. You've always been the leader. I'm just flying around shooting out.
That is an order.
You're in charge now.
Bring them home.
Once again, this scene right here, like in doing this here, this is really cool. I really like this effect. I really like how they managed to like kind of merge those two spaceships together. I think that was a cool little nod on the part of the creators and the production team here.
We're in.
Opening airlock.
Remember, we need him alive.
You won't get away from me.
So finally, we see some TIE bombers. I will say, and I'm going to do my nerd flex here. Obviously, it would have been cool if we saw some TIE interceptors or some TIE defenders. So we did not see this series does not have the more advanced TIE fighters. It's only got kind of the basic bombers and the basic fighters. But that said, still pretty cool that they at least decided to pull up the bombers in there to get some diversity on the Imperial side, not just on the Rebel side.
Marauder, check your scanners. The second squad is heading your way.
I see them.
All craft, this is lead. A second wave of fighters and bombers are inbound for the chopper. It ain't over yet.
For the chopper,
Lee,
I love
where's the skipper?
He's not coming. Striker, can you buy some time?
That's a negative, Commander. We won't make it in time.
6, you're closest. Break off the attack and engage those bombers.
Almost there.
I disengage and we lose him.
All right, 6. 10 seconds. That's all I can give you.
That's all I need. Got him. Last one.
So really good picture of the damage there. And I also love how they really, when it slow it down, they really do a good job of the laser firing and getting that very accurate to the original series.
Great kill. Now get those bombers.
You're kidding. Come on, lead.
That's a negative. I repeat.
No kill. Target is
Still active and he's heading for the skipper. If I go fast,
6, take those bombers out. That's an order.
affirmative.
Oh, the crazy guy is still alive. All right, someone in the chat asked, "Where's the other guy, the crazy guy?" He's still alive. Don't worry, he'll be back. Don't worry about the crazy guy.
Sergeant, report.
We cleared the crew compartment. Officers locked themselves in on the bridge.
Understood. Blow your way in.
Hey, blow your way in. This is the injured guy. Once again, the detailing on this damaged X-Wing with the electricity in the different modules and everything there, this to me shows they really cared about those details and wanted to show different types of states of ships, you know, in different forms, whether they're damaged, undamaged, right? And I think it was a really nice touch to do that.
Yeah, it's him. Back to finishing.
This is the guy, and this is the TIE fighter with the damaged wing. So you can see here when you're watching it, this guy, they've maintained that damage from the other scene, which is a really cool effect. So they've got this guy flying around with a freaking blasted off wing. Good effect there.
Report. Are we happy?
That our guy. Get your hands off me! Do you even know who I am?
That's him. Now get back in double time.
It was a little disappointing that the person they're going to capture wasn't somebody that has like a backstory. That maybe would have been a minor tweak I would have made, is like give them a little bit of a backstory, right? But it's just some random high-ranking Imperial they want to capture. Okay, cool, right? Maybe a little bit, once again, a little bit of tiny script thing, but that said, the focus is not on that capture mission. The focus is on the dogfight.
I know this kind of pilot.
here's where I want to pause, because this is one of the most impressive scenes of the movie to me in the level of detail. And obviously they got somebody who's an experienced either like cosplayer, remember the 501st or something, because this level of detail is awesome and this shot is fucking badass. So this is one of the my favorite shots of this, and frankly I did really appreciate that they went to the level of like looking into the small details and adding in the things like nicks and damage and stuff like that to show this guy's gone through some shit. I think it adds a lot to it. And we'll go here for about another 30 seconds, and then I'm going to stop.
This is not duty. This is hatred.
So the fact that I've never seen in any Star Wars film, it is way too grimdark for them to have a Imperial just freaking off somebody like that, just like specifically headshot kill right that. And usually they just blow them up in an instant, but to show them like repeatedly just like targeting the cockpit and just absolutely wrecking him, I mean that's pretty based. And then the wreckage there floating, and that's where I want to here with the TIE bombers, and as we go there, that's where I want to leave it, because I do not want to spoil. That is 20 minutes. It's about a third of it. I do not want to spoil any more of it. So what do you guys think in the chat? I want to put up the poll here today, and also I'll check with you guys on Rumble and Locals. Did you enjoy Wingman? Just a quick yes, no poll here in the chat. What do you guys think about it? And if you guys want to check that out, want to see the rest of it, I'm going to have that. Once again, the links are in the description below here and on Rumble, so you can check the rest of that out over there. Want to know how you guys felt about it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And you can see those links that are also in the chat, courtesy of Danielle. Danielle posted them. Tracy said, it's amazing. Said, thank you. Ben said it was meh. Spoil it. No, I'm not gonna spoil the rest of it. You guys gotta go and see it for yourself. But my statement here is this, is that we will never see 50 minutes of dogfighting from a Disney Star Wars movie. We will never see that. Why will we never see that? We will never see that because Star Wars does not care. Disney Star Wars does not care about what fans want. They do not care at all. They just care about their own propaganda, about their own message, about the feminism, making men uncomfortable. If that is a higher priority, they're giving the people what they want. And that's definitely what certain fans wanted. And look, I know it's not from everybody. I know that some of you guys in the chat, a couple of you said, oh, I didn't like it, but most of you guys like that. And most of you guys, it seems like, based on the poll, 98% of you enjoyed that. So other than that 2% of you, most of you enjoyed that. And once again, $4,000 from a bunch of friends in Germany. That's pretty nuts. 7 years, $4,000. Pretty crazy small budget. Pretty crazy small budget. It's dark, it's gritty, it's retro. I think for me, in terms of like the fighter battles, it's the best film that's been made since the original trilogies. I didn't like a lot of the battles, the fighter battles in the prequel trilogies even. I didn't like those at all. I like the retro feel. I like the retro look. So, I mean, that to me was better. Snuggle Struggle says, what do I think? If this cost them only $4,000, these creators are amazing. It also points to Hollywood money laundering. Where's the money going? It's going into California. It's going into California. It's going into the unions. It's going into the taxes. It's going to the production companies. These people have lost the love for films. They've lost that passion that the fan creators have, that love for the property. They don't love these properties. They view them as a cash cow, right? They view them as a cash cow. Also, as somebody mentioned in the chat, Blow ain't cheap. Blow ain't cheap. If you watch Andor, you see the rebels were very serious about their mission and were 100% or you're on your ass. That says winning reality on Rumble. Oh, well, you know, I think this was a little better than what was coming out of the Disney Plus, at least in terms of the Starfighter battles. Really aren't going to see anything like, really not going to see anything like that at all. Now, legally, where do these people stand? Well, when you look at derivative films, you look at derivative film productions, you can see, and it's very clear, that they have almost no protection. So whenever you look at derivative acts, you look at fan films, the key here is at any point, there is no way to avoid a lawsuit. So there's no way you can avoid a lawsuit from a derivative film. So you're allowed to file it pretty much at any point, and they've got to be the ones to defend and say it's fair use. They've got to be the ones to argue fair use. Now, would this win a fair use analysis? Well, it's on YouTube, and I don't know whether they've monetized it on YouTube or not. Currently, this video on YouTube has nearly 500,000 views. So it's got significant amounts that would make a good amount of money on YouTube, would make a very good amount of money on YouTube if they've chose to monetize it. Also, they do have their coffee page, which a court could say that's a form of monetization. They could say that's for money. Now, I would argue that's to recoup costs. It's not necessarily for profit, but technically it could. And the right to sue is so strong that, look, if there's any money made, you can come in and win. And the famous case is the case of the Harry Potter fan fiction. That is the Harry Potter Encyclopedia, where J.K. Rowling, she said, look, if you're putting stuff out for free, it's fine. But if you charge money, then I'm going to sue you. Well, she sued and won against the Harry Potter Encyclopedia. They tried to defend against her and they lost. So at any point, if Disney wants to sue over this, they will win. So I would say if you guys like this, if you enjoyed it, you should download a full copy of it just in case Disney goes after them. So if you're a fan, you should go to the link, go to the film, and support it, you know, and download a copy for yourself, because that is the only way to make sure that this doesn't get out there. And I'll put the actual YouTube link after this show. I'll put the YouTube link in the chat, but you can see that it's gotten a significant number of views. And I'll just show this once again here. You can see here a significant number of views, almost 500,000, 423,000. Also, you can see from the creator of the film here, this is a very important comment, so I want you guys to kind of focus on this. Hey, this is Michael. Thank you all for the amazing resonance we're getting from you. 100K in 3 days. Look, that's better than most Star Wars series. That's far beyond our expectations. As this was mentioned many times, the reasons why dialogue and ADR are the weaker part of the film are that I had the great idea to change the script after we finished shooting. So they already shot, and this guy changed the script. So that messed it up a little bit more. So we had to put the new text over existing footage, and English is not our native language. Also, keep in mind that none of the cast and crew had any former experience filmmaking, acting whatsoever. We are just friends that came together and tried to make something cool. So again, thank you all. Please consider supporting the channel via Ko-fi. So that is from the creator of this. I'm gonna toss a like on that one, on that bad boy. So appreciate that from the creator there, dropping that note on why things were a little bit choppy there. Last night on the following program says, anyone see the X-Wing fighter short by Oda King? Amazing. Yes, that one's been out forever. That TIE fighter short has been out forever. I think that's the anime one. If I believe, yes, that one's been out forever. That one's 7 minutes. In fact, you know what? Do you want to watch that one? Let's watch that one. We're here. I got you all. let's watch the anime version. Let's do the weeb mindset on this one. This one's been out for long enough that it's not a spoiler. So for those that haven't seen this, this is always a good joy. So let's watch this one together. It's the anime. It's the anime version. It's the anime version. So let's watch this for a second together, guys. This is one that's been out for the longest time. It's only 7 minutes. The music is really good too. I'm not gonna lie. This is like years ago. Once again, look at the anime version here. This to me, like whoever did this, like they really love Star Wars. Like making the reticulating lens of the probe droid, like in all those details here, really freaking cool. Really cool. All the rebel ships. Now, the way they're shooting this is super anime. It's super retro anime. Like I'm thinking like 90s, even 80s anime, which is really, really cool. This one is like 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 for the art. Also, the bad guys are OP in this. And if you guys are liking this, make sure you smash the like button, guys, because we only have 187 of you guys here today. So make sure you smash the like button if you're liking these reviews of fan films of things that creators are putting out there. So make sure you guys smash the like button so I know you guys enjoy this type of stream. So this one is actually kind of great because it actually makes the enemies competent. One thing I hate is when they, especially in the new series, they don't make the enemies competent. And when you don't have a competent enemy, it's not satisfying. It's not satisfying at all. So no, I mean, I said the bad guys are OP, but I mean, I think they're appropriately powered. Let's put it that way. Given the rock and roll for the TIE Fighter pilot. The music is really good in this one. I have no idea. I don't know if you guys like my Star Wars nerds out there. What the hell is this? What the hell is this thing? Is that like what is this? I really don't know. I'd never seen this guy before. So my Star Wars nerds out there, what the hell is this? I know a lot about Star Wars. I've never seen this thing before. I don't know what the fuck this is. It's not like a proper shuttle. It's something with a ray. I'm not actually. It's a tug. Okay. Oh, it's a tug. Yeah, I've never seen it. Is it canon? Wow. Okay, so this is the only place I've seen this. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it anywhere else. Maybe I just missed it, or I wasn't paying attention, or I just ignored it because you don't pilot it. I don't know. Okay, you guys tell me it's a tug. I believe you. Really cool. I love the tactical maps. That's super fucking cool. So they've got the interceptor here, which is cool. So the effect there, not just of the effect there, I want to go back here because the effect that they got here of the shields buckling, I think that's really cool. And like, you don't see that a lot. And with the anime, you got to actually portray the shield kind of taking a hit before the shield fell and the structure took a damage. I think that was really cool. Like right there, you saw it get deflected and then it lost integrity. That was really cool. So that I did learn. So I know this ship from playing Star Wars Rebellion. So that's the interdictor, because in the old game Star Wars Rebellion, which is super broken, pretty much anytime you enter a space battle, if the opposing side is not guaranteed to win, they flee. So the game sucks until you get interdictors, which stop the other side from fleeing, because that's pretty much, especially if you're the Imperials, the only thing the rebels do is run away. They just run away from you every single time, which is frustrating because you can never actually stop them until you get interdictors. So the game is like on pause until you research interdictors. It's kind of annoying. But after you get interdictors, it's fun because you actually fight the space battle. You actually slug it out. You know, they don't just run away. So like, I like that scene because it shows proper countermeasures and proper, protection, like proper capital ship protection. Often one of the things that's pretty frustrating is there's no like close air support. There's no like patrol. So like a lot of the capital ships, they just wander, like the rebels will just always wander up to the undefended Star Destroyer. And so they actually like showed some pretty legitimate tactics there, which is I think interesting. Very good detail on the rebel ships as well. Guys, it's your diversity hire. I'm joking, but like the Empire has done diversity right. Look at that. We've got our female pilot. Let me go back here. There it is. There we go. We've got a female, guys. We've got a woman. How about that? But she's evil. But she's evil. She's working with the evil people. Oh no. Or the good guys. Or really the good guys. Hashtag the Empire did nothing wrong. Just saying. And she's not fat. Oh my God, she's not fat. She's not weighing the cockpit down with her back rolls like a Rose Tico. She's half Cincinnati. Really cool because we almost never see the turbo laser batteries of the on the Imperial side, and it's kind of cool seeing them in these scenes, it's like seeing them in like in actuality, like in reality, what they look like. I think it's really cool. Those deck guns. So rebel cap ships getting wrecked here. It's very reminiscent. Someone said in the chat, very reminiscent of World War II, which is what it was intended to look like, right? What's what the aesthetic was intended to be like that. Okay, the captain definitely looks like Zabi from Gundam. I 100% agree with that statement. So this is an older one that's been out there for a while, but once again, great fan work. And that one has actually survived. So that one's been out for now 8 years. So actually, let me go back here and share the screen real quick. That one's been out here for 8 years, and that has 14 million views, right? The description here was, what if there was an Empire... Get the fuck out of here. What if there is an Empire-focused short Star Wars animation drawn with the crazy detail and shading of classic 80s anime, and that's all but vanished from Japan nowadays? And this was created in 2015, right? So this is both hearkening back to classic Star Wars and classic 80s anime. Well, I tried my best. Apologies in advance for not living up to Venus War standards. Drawn and animated by yours over 4 years worth of weekends, with music by living guitar solo Zach Raymond and sound design by up-and-coming audio tech Joseph Leva. Fans of LucasArts' seminal 1994 TIE Fighter game may notice a few familiar sights and sounds. The incoming missile noise gives me a horrible flashback to this day. Once again, amazing work done a while back. I think these guys need all the support. Folks who are doing fan stuff need to get all the support they can get. So just want to give a quick shout out to Oda King. That was crazy. Russell Hall says, so much white privilege. yes, so much white privilege. Speaking of which, I guess I have to play this because it's kind of like on point, and most of you probably saw this, but I don't know. And this is bringing us out of Star Wars into reality. So as we talk about good piloting in Star Wars and good piloting at Star Wars in general, I don't know if you guys saw this. I posted it as a short, but they are definitely getting woke in the pilot hood. We had the CEO of United coming out and saying straight up, and you can see here that they're trying to put
committed
affirmative action in the cockpit. So let me play this for you guys, so you guys can see this one right here. Okay.
50% of the class of the classes will be women or people of color. Today, only 19% of our pilots at United
What's
Airlines
up, Camelot?
are
Good to see you, brother.
of color. And by the way, from all the data I've seen, that's the highest of any airline in the country.
White males don't just dominate in the cockpits, also in the C-suite at United Airlines.
Well, look, at United, I'm proud of the diversity that we actually have in our C-suite. I think if you look around corporate America.
Correct me if I'm saying though, so this was just based off your website, the people you list as executives, but out of 11 people, 3 are women. I believe 1 is a person of color.
That's correct.
That's a lot
but,
for a
in corporate America, I think,
That's a low bar. How do you raise your own bar?
Well, a lot of this is, focusing on it. We have programs one of the things we do is for every job when we're doing an interview, we require women and people of color to be involved in the interview process. We have committed.
So did you hear what he just said? Every single job, you are required to have a woman and a person of color. Every single job, there has to be a diversity point person involved. Wow. That's while we're talking about fantasy pilots, fantasy is much better than reality, because look, dog, when you're in Star Wars, all that matters is, can you clap those fighters? Can you do well? Can you actually pilot well? Pilots in fantasy and science fiction have to be good, or else, well, they'll get clapped. In our reality, we are now seeing pilots who, frankly, are going to be your affirmative action pilots. So it makes me very, very concerned for American airlines in general. I don't mean American Airlines, the company. I mean U.S. airlines. I mean all of the airlines in America, but that is specifically United Airlines. So to me, I will never fly. After I heard him say that, I will never fly. I'll come in here and say, I'm never going to fly United again. And that's also why I tend to fly Asian Airlines, because, well, they're based enough to understand that the stewardesses should be hot women and the pilots should be men, or competent people that are competent and made it based on merit, not based on woke points. And that said, by the way, if there is no, and I've actually talked to folks in the comments about this, in a world where there's no affirmative action, if I see a female pilot, I know she's good because she's had to fight her way up, because she's actually shown by merit that she's good. In a world of affirmative action, if I see a female pilot, I'm probably getting off the plane because I'm not sure whether she's a diversity hire. I'm not sure whether she's an affirmative action hire. I mean, that's just the way it is. Western Civilization said, would you trust an AI over a diversity hire pilot? Yes. I would trust an AI over a diversity hire pilot. In fact, I mean, a lot of stuff is done by AI or, by autopilot already. So that said, yeah, we'll trust an AI over a diversity hire pilot. TB says, great stuff, but don't most fan films get sued into oblivion after Axanar? Yes, and my concern for Wingman, my concern is that it may get destroyed by Disney, because I think enough people are going to say, this is awesome, why aren't you doing this, Disney? And Disney has that SDE, small Disney energy, okay? That small Disney energy. And you know what's going to happen as soon as they get compared to this, like, hey, Disney, why do you suck so bad? Why are you not able to produce something like Wingman, which I just put in the chat on Rumble and on YouTube? They're going to strike it. They're going to take it down. So I would be very concerned for these folks. I think it will get taken down at some point. But for now, it's up. And if it does get taken down, I will cover it. I would reach out to the creator and say, listen, I'm willing to, talk to you to expose you, give you some exposure if they get taken down. But we will see what actually happens with this. So it would probably be best if you enjoy it, archive it, download it, save it, get it on physical media so that Disney cannot strike it off of YouTube, or YouTube can't remove it for not following up. So yeah, this is a big issue, and it's an issue not just for Star Wars, but for every single fan film. Make sure you are backing all these things up. You're saving them, because they may get taken down. Torgo said on Locals, the whole Star Wars anime screams heavy metal. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's absolutely what vibe you can get from that. All right. So that said, guys, that's what I had for today for you on the Zilligo Mindset. I will be back on, let's see, tomorrow with Alan, and I believe he is coming on, he is coming on tomorrow night. So that would be Thursday morning for you guys. I may have a stream tonight, my time, which will be tomorrow morning. Maybe. That's a maybe. Not 100% on that. It also might be a Rumble exclusive anime stream. I'm thinking about watching Solo Leveling on Rumble. So if that happens, you might want to check that out. Just on Rumble. That might be a Rumble exclusive, is going over there and hanging out and watching Solo Leveling. But otherwise, guys, make sure you guys have a great day. Stay based, and I will catch you later. Peace.